good, YouTube? What's good, YouTube? What's good? What's good? What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video to Shayla's World. This is a story time. On the first time I ever went to the principal office and having fake friends. One fake friend. So let's get into it. So I'm not gonna mention these people's real. Why would I put quotations over it? I'm not gonna mention these people's real names because I don't have. I just don't want to. That's rude. Okay. So the names I'm gonna use. The fake friend. That's the whole point of the story. Why I got sent to the principal. Her name is Jay. And I said Jay because her real name sounds so close to Jay, but I'm not gonna put her full name. So I'm gonna call her Jay. And then the people that came in the office with me, like the group, the people I used to hang out with in elementary. So one of them, they're all girls. One of them, their name will be Ari. The next one will be Tori. And the next one will be Jade. And then I have my sister, which one in my group. I'm just including her. Okay, so my sister. This takes place in elementary school, the 5th grade. Okay, let's get into the story. So I remember today like it just happened a few days ago. So I'm gonna tell you a background of the story. So this girl enrolls in school mid-year. Like kind of mid-year, going to the end of the year. So the first day I seen her, I heard everybody saying, we got a new girl, we got a new girl. I was like, she's not in our class, so she must be in the other 5th grade class. So the first time I was seeing her was in PE. So I went up to her, being my friendly self, saying, oh, we can be friends. And so, hi, my name is Michelle. She told me her name, and like, she was like, oh, I'm Jay. So I was like, we could be friends because it was a show that we had that we like, Empire. Yeah, that was our show. So I was like, we both like the same show. We could be friends. So I started talking to her and stuff. We had a good time until we got to a few months past. She started to be mean to everybody. She was like getting everybody in trouble. She was crazy. Oh my god. And sometimes she used to tell us she did not take a bath that night and come to school. And like, what? You didn't take a bath? The teachers were there. They heard her too. They should have said something to their parents. To her parents. She was nosy. She always is causing problems. Like she always tried, like, if she found like her friends or something didn't like her, she was like, oh, this person was talking about me in PE or whatever, and they were just being mean. She started crying out, no, and the teachers, we would all have to go up to teachers one day and be like, oh, so what's the problem? Like, you know what's the problem? She's crazy. So this also plays. So me and my friends, we go to lunch and we're talking. And Ari likes this boy. I'm not gonna give this boy a name because he's irrelevant. Like, so Ari liked this boy. I think that's, yeah. So Ari liked this boy. So we started talking about Ari and this boy. Like they would like each other. They would be boyfriend and girlfriend in middle school and stuff because it was already end of the year. So why would you date at the very end of the year? So y'all can start dating in middle school, you know? So we was talking about him. And this was, at the time, this is Jade's cousin that we're talking about. So she already lunchroom. We're going through the line. So the first problem was me and my friend sit at the same area, the same table, the same area, little area, every day. So Jay and her friends were sitting in our spots, I think on purpose, just to make us mad. And I was the first one to come out, and I was like, y'all had to move. And it was like, no, we don't. Yes, I do. So the lunchroom teacher, the lunchroom lady came over and said, y'all know these girls sit here every day. Y'all go ahead and move down to where y'all sit. Because we sit at this end of the table. They always sitting down at that end. Why y'all want to sit here today? So they moved down like 2-3 seats. I ended up having to sit right next to Jay. Like, I kept asking, do you want to switch? Do you want to switch? It was just horrible. So then we kept talking about Ari and the boy. So I was like, I'm like, it did not come up. We did not say this. So we started talking about Ari and the boy, and Jay just hops in the conversation. She was like, ew, you trying to lick somebody's lollipop. We did never say that. We never said that. I don't know where she got that from. We never said those words. We never said the real meaning of those words. Why? You're in elementary going to middle school. Why would you be doing that? So that's when all the problems started. And then she kept saying it. Like, leave us alone. We weren't even talking to you. Talk to your friends. Why are you all up in our conversation? Like, first, but she kept saying. And then she wanted to cause a fight with me and Tori. Like, why y'all saying that? And Tori is like, well, you need to mind your business. I don't know exactly what she said because she wasn't really talking that much at the lunchroom table. So then the lunchroom teacher comes over and says, what's the problem? Because then we just started yelling. Like, we was yelling. So I was like, Jay is over here talking in our conversation and stuff. So then the lunchroom teacher found out what we was talking about. And we did not say that because she sat at the table and watched us. She was near us. She said, well, y'all needs to mind she told Jay and her group, y'all needs to mind your business. And her group, Jay and her group of friends that she was talking to, like, we're not even friends with her. We told her to leave, to move, because we was talking and she wanted to get in our business. So she's just sitting right there, just be sitting right there. I was like, they told you to leave too. We told you to leave. You ain't got no friends in school to talk to. So then the lunchroom lady tells her to move, like, and stop talking about this situation. Don't bring it up. So then we leave lunch and we go to the hallway because in elementary, after you're done with lunch, you line up in the hallway to go to the bathroom. So when you leave lunch, this is the lunchroom door. You exit out of it, and the girls' bathroom is like right on the other side of the wall. So the girls' bathroom right there. But the boys have to go to the other side across the corner to the wall. And then this is where we lined up on this wall, on the same wall as the lunchroom doors after we were done using the bathroom, or if you didn't have to go to the bathroom. So Jay gets behind me, says I don't have to go to the lunch, but she starts singing the Lollipop song right behind me.
And she's like singing it. Lollipop. Oh my god, like.
That was annoying. So I just waited till my friends came out the bathroom. They came out soon, and I got in the sink, and I just went to the back of the line where they were. I was not about to sit there and listen to her singing. And then I hear her up there in the front talking to the boy. I was about to say his name, not trying to expose anybody. The boy singing, she was like, Michaela, Ari, and Tori are back there saying that Ari wants to look at a lollipop. What? Never. And then, like, we're just back there listening, and then Jade, the boy's cousin, was like, that's not even true. And the boy was like, oh, it's probably is. Like, no, it's not. And I'm not going to be looking at the camera a lot because I'm just mad over this situation. I know this whole story from the day it started. Like, I cannot get over this story. So I just had to make it a story time. For YouTube, for y'all, of course. So, we get to the classroom. And like this, I'm in English class right now. So, once we get back, I'm like the one that's like, so I had to sit in the front because we had got assigned seats because of our behavior already, but not the whole class, but some kids, most of the boys in our class was acting up last week when we had subs, so we had assigned seats. So I had to sit in the front of the class. And we get back to class, we had to answer questions and stuff about metaphors. I mean similes, I remember that. Because I didn't know how to say personification right. I used to say personification or something like that, and she was like, that's wrong, just because you didn't say it right. So then she asked me another question I got it right. It was onomatopoeia, and then she was like, after the end of our that discussion, she gave out candy to the people that was being good. Since I was sitting in front, I was the first person to get a piece of candy. And the boy just started yelling like, she does not need a piece of candy. She was talking nasty in the lunchroom. She did not need a piece of candy. She was talking nasty in the lunchroom. And then the boy's friend, they look like twins, but they're not. They just have the same color. They act just alike. The boy's friend was like, oh yeah, you should have been in the lunchroom. So then the teacher asked, so what were you talking about in the lunchroom? And I was like, nothing important. And then the boy said, she was talking about licking somebody's lollipop. No, I wasn't. That never came up. So then, I keep saying so then. I need to get something else. Then, that's still the same thing. Then, I got called out to the hallway. And then, I don't know what happened. And then, the boy must have told who else was in the conversation. It was Jay, because Jay had told the boy what we was talking about, which I was not talking about that. So Jay got pulled out into the hallway, and we had to walk into the principal's office. Not brother. We had to walk into the secretary's office first. The office, the main entrance office, where you like, if you're late, your parent has to like log you in and all that. The secretary's office, something like that. So the secretary, the nurse, and everybody is on lunch right now. So they're in the back, in the conference room, and the teacher goes back there. I'm gonna say for the teacher's name, because there's gonna be 2 teachers involved. The teacher's name for this one, the English teacher, she's gonna be Miss C. That's something near her name, but I'm not gonna say. So Miss C, let me give you a background information on Miss C. Miss C could not have kids. She adopted so many kids, which is not bad. Adoption is good, so a child could have a mom and a dad. And Miss C's husband works as a sheriff. So I was like, okay, I really didn't care. But she could not have kids at all. But she adopted at the beginning of the year, she had 2 kids. Then at the end of the year, she adopted one little boy, like a newborn boy. Because I know she wasn't pregnant. She didn't even get big, so she brought that boy to school, and I just knew that he was already 6 months. So I was like, she was not pregnant. She was not. We already knew at the beginning of the year she could not have kids. So I think she got offended more by that. So she took us to the office. We had to sit in the little chairs that they had in the secretary's office. And she was like, just wait here. Let me go to the back. So she talked to the secretary because the principal wasn't in because he went and got his lunch. Like, and then she's like, oh, I'll take care of it before he gets back. So we go into the conference room where all the teachers are eating. So there's like the secretary in there, the nurse, and then 3 other teachers in there. And I knew most of them. So I was the one that if I get caught, like if I feel like I'm in trouble or something, I start to cry. And when the secretary asked me, oh, so why are y'all talking about that in class? I started to cry. Like, I was getting mad at the situation even before I started talking. So I started crying. She was like, oh, don't start crying now. And she already knew my mom. So she like, and the first thing she said, I know this ain't the twin. So I do have a twin sister. But wait for that twin tag to come. She was like, I know this ain't twin. And Miss C was like, oh yeah, she's been talking all that in the lunchroom for a few days. I was like, what? That is not true. So we had to sit down. So there's 2 chairs empty. I sit right here next to the secretary. Secretary sitting right here at the end of the table. I sit right here, and Justice, I said her name. Jay is sitting right here next to me in 2 different chairs. So she let me talk first. I told my side of the story. I told the truth, because there's always 2 sides of the story, and I'm always telling the truth. The other person's telling that lie. I'm like, don't believe him. So I told my side of the story, and she was like, I told her that the lunchroom teacher already told us to stop talking about it, and that we don't need to bring it up. She told Justice, I said her name again. She told Jay to stop talking about it, and I was like, she told Jay to stop talking about it in lunch, and she still bringing it up when we got to the hallway and we got to the classroom. And then the secretary was like, so the lunchroom lady knows about this? But the lunchroom lady had already left, because after lunch is done, she leaves. She didn't have to do anything else, because all the kids eat lunch at the same time. So after lunch is over, she can leave. She gets her money for the hours that she worked, so she can leave. So she had already left. Like she just looked at me. So then she left. So I was like, it's no point. So she was like, oh, she already left. Secretary says she's already left. And then she tells me to leave. The secretary tells me to leave, and she tells Jay to tell her side of the story. So I cannot hear what Jay's saying. So she must have told her side of the story. I had to come back in the room. She told me to come back in the room. I came back in the room, sat while I was sitting the first time, and she was like, so we're gonna have to call everybody in that knows about this situation. And then the principal finally shows up. So the secretary goes and talks to the principal for a few minutes, like it was 2 minutes, and she was done. Principal came in. Alright, so tell me one person that we should call in that's the main person. So I said, so Jay, before I even spoke, said Ari. And I was like, okay, yeah, she's the main person, because she wanted to go with this boy. So I was talking to her, not really anybody else, but everybody in that friend group heard what I was saying. So Ari comes in. So when Ari comes in, he has to call the phone and like talk to Miss C. But Miss C say, oh, we didn't already switch classes. So we switched classes to go to math class. So I was in English first. So they had already switched. So we had to call the other teacher. We're going to call her Miss S. Miss S was my favorite teacher. She was kind of okay. She was getting married and everything. I was okay with that. So then we called Miss S, and she was like, Kobe Stu. Oh my god, I said her name. I'm going to have to beep all this out. So it was like, Eric, come to the office. So Ari comes to the office in a quick heartbeat. Like, it didn't take her a minute, because the 5th grade hall was like right here. Principal's office right here. Zoom. She was there. So she comes in the office, so the principal talks to me and Ari at the same time. Jay's in the conference room. We had to go to the principal's office. So she tells her side of the story, and which was the same as mine. We did not say what Jay thinks she heard. We was talking about, was she gonna date this boy in the middle school, or like she liked this boy. We had a name for this boy. His name was Caramel. I think it was Caramel, because he was light skinned, so we call him Caramel. I think that was his name. I remember that now. Yes, his name was Caramel. So this boy has a name now, Caramel. So she was like, we was talking about this boy in like language. So we named the boy Caramel, and I was like, yeah, that's what we did. And she sat there and told the same thing as I did. And then she was like, so when we came out the bathrooms, we heard her talking to Caramel, saying that we was trying to do something that's inappropriate, and that's not me because I was raised up right. And then the person was like, so don't talk about nobody because they probably was raised up right too. It was like, no, they're not. They was never. So I was getting mad because for the fact that they want to get me in trouble. I could have got suspended. I'm not the one that gets in trouble that much. So I was crying in there. And then we had to call another person. So then I get to pick. And I said, Tori. Because Tori was listening to the story. She listened to the whole thing. She just didn't say anything. So then Tori comes in. Oh, and she gets to the bottom of it. She was like, Jay is causing problems with everybody. Last week, she caused a problem with somebody else on the bus, and the bus driver spoke to her about it. We had to pull over, and the bus driver spoke to her about it. And then Jay was trying to fight. She was trying to fight me in PE last week. She was, but she didn't. She had the wrong one. I wouldn't fight nobody. At the time I wouldn't, but right now, you would have came to me. We'd have done 1-2. I don't care. So I was like, yeah, she sure was. And then we didn't even bring that up because we didn't think that was irrelevant. She brought that up, and we was in there the whole day. The rest of the day we was in there to 3:15 to leave for the buses. So the story goes on. Jay got her little turn to talk to the principal, and it seemed like the principal was mad at her. I think she got 3 days suspended or something. So then we're like, it's the end of the day now. We have to go to back class, get our book pins. So first we have to go, me and Jay had to go to Miss C to get our book bags. We walk in the classroom. She's looking at us like so disappointed, like just staring. And the whole other class already knows the situation. I was like, what? So the teachers has already been talking to the other students, or the teacher's been talking to herself, and then the students were talking to the student. So everybody knows, where's Michelle at? Where's Jay at? Oh, we're in the principal's office. They already know. So when we come in the class, they're just looking at me like I'm stupid. No, she's stupid. Got me in trouble sitting in the principal's office. So we come in the classroom, and she was like, she didn't even let us in. She was like, your book bags are at the other, at Miss S's classroom. So I was like, okay. So we walked there because Ari and Tori had waited for us in the hallway to go back to class. So we walk in. We all walk. So we was walking the hall to Miss S's classroom immediately. So me and Ari was talking. We were just talking to ourselves about this situation was dumb. We didn't even say anything to her. We was running our own business. She wasn't. We just hear Tori singing the Lollipop song going down the hallway. Skipping. She was like, lollipop, 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 lollipop. I was like, do y'all not hear her? He was like, yeah, I heard her when we walked out the principal's office. What? You heard her when you was walking out the principal's office talking about somebody's lollipop? She probably wanted somebody's lollipop, but I was not talking about that. So we ended up, what did we do? We ended up going to Miss S's classroom. She opens the door and she lets everybody in except for me. And she just had a little conversation with me. And it's like, so why were you talking about that? And I was like, I wasn't. So I was like, I wasn't. So she was like, well, don't let her get to you because it's not worth it. And I think it was already at the end of the year, so I was supposed to get the citizenship award because I was the only one that did stuff for the teachers and stuff. But I think just because of that incident, I didn't get it. So I went to my sister, like she really did something. Like, did I get an award? No. Did I really care because those teachers was lame, especially my English teacher? No, I did not. So I was like, okay, the kids awards, I don't care. So we get back to a math class, and everybody's just looking at me. Carmel's looking at me, and Jay, and then it just made me mad. Then we had to ride the bus together. So I told my bus driver every single thing that happened that day. She already knew Jay, cause she had a little discussion with Wisham. What is her name? She already had a little discussion with Jay and her grandchild, cause Jay was trying to get her grandchild in trouble as well in a different store, and she was trying to get us in trouble. I was in trouble, so I told my bus driver about Jay. And she was like, don't worry about it. She was nothing. She's always trying to get somebody in trouble. Did you know how she got my grandchild in trouble? I'm not going to mention her grandchild's name. I was about to, but I'm not. Because that's none of my business. It's none of y'all business to know their real names. So, yeah. So, the story comes to end. She gets 3 days suspension. I didn't get no suspension because there's nothing really to put on me. Like, my friends told the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And we did not swear on no Bible, but we told the whole truth. We didn't even have to get Jade in the classroom, but everybody, so my Miss S was talking to Jade when she was in the classroom, not in the principal's office. So Jade told her side of the story to the principal, to Miss S. So I think at the end of the day, when we was all leaving, Jade comes up to me and is like, so next time you get suspended for 3 days. And I came to school right the next day. I didn't care what anybody had to say. Miss S and Miss C, I heard them talking about me and the whole situation. I was like, I really didn't care. And I felt like that one situation just messed up everything for me, kind of, in some kind of way. But then at the end of the year, we started to get more on track and stuff. But I really didn't get no certificates for anything. Like citizenship, I don't really care because I feel like I did my best. If you don't want to give me no certificate for citizenship, penmanship, whatever, okay, I don't care. I don't care anymore because as long as I move to the 6th grade, I'm okay. So this is the end of the story. I hope y'all like the story time. If you're going to deal with fake friends, just put like my first red flag with her was when she started to get everybody in trouble. My second red flag is when she told everybody she didn't take baths every day. I should have just like, I don't want to be friends with you. I wasn't really friends with her in the first place. I just wanted to be kind to her the first day that I seen her. But we never talked really about anything. She never sat beside me no more at lunch. I didn't want her to. If it was, I told the lunchroom lady and she made her move 6 feet down. She probably had coronavirus. That's probably where it got it from. Coronavirus. So yeah. And I just don't understand why I had to go to the principal's office. That was my main problem. I hate going to the principal's office. So this is the end of the story. Hope y'all like this story time. If you want another one, comment down below. Like, comment, and subscribe. And tell me about what you liked about the video. Peace.